Let's now take a look at the XAMPP control panel and working with XAMPP. When we installed it, I'm assuming you've gone through the installation movie, specifically for the Windows side. The Mac side, I do have a separate movie for installing MAMP, but the control panel works the same whatever system you're in. There are a couple of things with regards to the control panel on the Windows side, so I'll show you that piece at this point. The XAMPP control panel is installed as a shortcut. When we walk through the installation, we were prompted, at least in version 1.7.3 and earlier, to determine if we want to put a shortcut on the desktop, which I did. In order to avoid issues, if you right-click, you can run as administrator. Now, I haven't usually had to do this, but should you have Windows permissions issues, feel free to right-click, run as administrator, and that should take care of those issues. So I will go ahead and choose that. It's going to prompt me to allow this, and I'll say yes. And here's the control panel. Now, in order to turn the web server on, notice it's not turned on. The start button is active. So this does not automatically turn it on when you start up your system. Since I tend to work between web servers and between technologies, I don't always want every web server on my computer turned on. So this allows me to turn it on and off very easily, and we'll go ahead and start that up. Once I click Start, I should see the word Running highlighted in green. The other piece I will see is the XAMPP control panel down in this area. And this is how I can get to this control panel. So the first time you start it up in any given session, it will install it down here in this area, down by your clock, and you can open it up and close it that way. Now, if you click this Start button and Apache does not show running, and you have Skype installed, there is an issue with regards to Skype, and it's a very simple fix, but if you weren't aware of it, it's really frustrating. So I'll show you the screen in Skype. So if you have Skype installed on your machine, by default, Skype will interfere with Apache starting. So go out to the Skype options area. So you go in the Skype menu, go to Tools, and go down to Options. Select the Advanced area, the one with the little gear in front of it, and click on Connection. And all you need to do is uncheck this checkbox, and then you have no more issues. So this is in the connection area within the Advanced section of Skype in the Tools Options. And it's that simple to fix that issue. So you can certainly use Skype with XAMPP installed and Apache. It's not a problem. You just need to uncheck that checkbox. Now I'm going to start MySQL. This is the database piece, and you should get running next to both of them. What I'm going to do next is click the Admin button. When I click that, it takes me out to the home page for XAMPP. We are installed based on localhost, so this is actually the XAMPP website on our local system. I'll click English, and you should see you've successfully installed XAMPP. So I now know it's running. That's all we need to do. So I don't have to be concerned about that piece. This next piece here, MySQL, we'll be setting that up and have a separate movie to pull in the database information. So we'll be taking a look at that in another movie. So this is how you control your web server and the database. It's a pretty simple process. You turn it on, and you can just click the stop button when you want to turn it off. You do get a message about what's going on. You can see Apache is stopped now, and MySQL is now stopped. The green running button disappears, and we're back with the start button showing. So it's pretty easy to tell if it's turned on or not. So each time you want to use this web server, you do need to come in and manually turn it on, but this gives you a lot of control, and it's very easy once those are turned on to get into administering those areas. So that's the XAMPP control panel. And I think you'll agree XAMPP is a very simple way to install all kinds of technologies in one install, and it's very easy to work with it due to this control panel. If you are working on the Mac side, what you do is install MAMP, and here's an example of what the MAMP interface looks like. Here is the Apache server and MySQL server. So you can see these two are very similar. This is an example of the servers running, so you get a green dot on the MAMP side, whereas once the servers are running on the PC side, you just get green text. So a subtle difference between the two interfaces, but I will be addressing the installation of MAMP and working with this panel in the Mac side movie for installing MAMP. But just so even you PC side folks can see that when you install it, there are a lot of similarities between the two systems, whichever one you install. So if I wanted to stop these on the Mac side, I just click Stop Servers here. So that is the installation of XAMPP. You can see it's quite an easy process, and we'll be turning that on and off. So make sure prior to working with any of the movies within this course from this point on that you turn XAMPP on in order to run the web server and the database prior to actually trying to work within the course files.